This video is sponsored by DistroKid. What a G.
You're just in time, join me under the sheets. Wrap me tightly, make me believe that
This is my favourite verse groove to play at this current moment. Not just because I wrote it, but because it sounds cool and I'm going to show you how to play it too. Also, it will make your left hand absolutely pure fire. So that's the main reason to learn it. Here we go. There are two different ways to play this. One is the easier way. This is still a pretty advanced groove. And then there's the super ghosty version, which I really like playing. First things first, we're going to simplify this to its core elements. Basically, an eighth note groove, snare drum on 2 and 4, and a pretty simple kick pattern. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. If that is too fast for you, I highly recommend you pick a video that is slightly less advanced because that's probably the simplest this groove gets. A quick side note from talking about this groove specifically, as you can probably tell, this song is from my band Alona Mayu, which I've been in since about 2019-ish. And if you're an artist or you're in a band, you probably also relate to how difficult it can be to be an indie band and releasing your own music out into the world. There can be so many little tiny inconveniences that all pile up and make it just a bit of a slog and take you away from doing the thing you actually want to do, which is creating the music. So that's why we actually use DistroKid, and that's why I'm actually happy they've decided to sponsor this video, because we actually use it. It just makes the task of distributing all your music on all the different platforms, any literally that you can imagine, all the places you want to be, as easy as possible. And it just helps streamline the process, because like I said, it can be a pain. Depending on the kind of deal you get with it, you can also view all your stats from multiple different platforms about your release in the same place. It just condenses everything down. Makes life so much easier. Take it from me, as someone who is on a lot of social media platforms, I know how overwhelming it can feel to try and figure this whole thing, social media thing, out. So if that feeling has been something that stopped you from releasing music and doing what you want to do, then feel free to check out DistroKid. There is a discount link, obviously. I wouldn't be talking about this if it didn't benefit you in some way. I also get a small kickback too, so you're supporting me and I'm supporting you. Anyway, shall we get back to playing some drums? I think we should. Let's do it. Now, let's add some ghost notes. To put it simply, there's lots of them. You're basically filling in every single gap you've got between your hi-hats, so all the E's and the U's. What makes that a little bit tricky is when you get to that backbeat on 2 and 4, that means you're going to have a ghost note, an accent, and then another ghost note right after it. It takes some doing. If you want to practice that, do it to a 16th note metronome. It means you really, really have to be precise. And if you want something to loop just to get that specific part down, I suggest you'd play this. So you're going to play 2 and, but you're also going to put ghost notes on the E and the 2 E, 2 E, 2 E, Really try and sync up your two hands when it comes to that downbeat on 2. 2 E, 2 E, 2 E. You're going to really have to utilise the whip, especially as you get up in tempos. If you want to simplify this groove as you're going through it, take out the on the bass drum. So you just end up with 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Once comfortable, add the extra bass drum back in. The might be quite difficult on the bass drum because it will be falling with a ghost note. Bear that in mind. Again, use a 16th note metronome, nice and slow. Make sure your limbs are nice and synced up. Now, make sure that is solid before you then move on to changing the hi-hat pattern, which is going from 8th notes, and now we're going to play 1 and a. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. That now makes that on the bass drum that's coming down with a ghost note a little bit more difficult because you've got to sync it up with a right hand that is part of a double, so there might be a little bit less control in it. Again, this is the perfect groove to get everything synced up. It'll be a beautiful thing if you can get it, I promise. So again, you can take the bass drum away if you want and try and get the hands just down. Add the bass drum back in. And there you have it. Sounds fantastic on ride cymbal as well. Put the 1, the downbeat, on the ride bell and the double on the edge of the cymbal. Now, if you want to push yourself a little bit more, I tend to add an extra ghost note into this groove. I'm filling in that gap that we have on the 2E, and I'm putting in another ghost note. So it is a string of 4 notes in your left hand. 1 and 2 E and 2 E and Did I write this groove just to be specifically difficult? Maybe. This is taken from a song called Ribcage by Alona Mayu, the band I'm in. If you want to check out the actual song, it's on Spotify. If you want to check out the very cool music video that goes with it, it's on YouTube. Feel free to check them out. And also give Alona a follow, because she's a babe. If this groove seems impossible to you because of your left-hand speed, I have 2 solutions for you. One of them is free, so bear with. The first is a free ebook called The Equalizer. If you'd like to kind of bring your right and left hand up to speed, as it were, it's full of grooves that really emphasize the use of left-hand ghost notes. However, if fixing your left hand is something you want to take more seriously, then I suggest you check out Left Hand Bootcamp. It's a 10-day intensive course specifically focused on getting your left hand up to speed and assessing what is going wrong with your left hand. More often than not, it's more simple than you think, but this course is full of little exercises and workouts that you can use to kind of bring that left hand up to speed with your right in a very short space of time. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. Remember, if you don't want to do that, there is also a free ebook called The Equalizer. Other than that, hope you have a great day. Big love.